Hey, my hero's on the show right now, Peter Jurgensen. Officer, good morning.
Morning, Matt. AJ.
Congratulations.
Chaz.
Yep, that's
Morning.
all right.
That's the whole gang.
Yeah, Matt Scott from News Channel 8 is here.
Affirmative,
I thought he was talking about McGilla.
Right.
Officer Jurgensen is a Suffolk County police officer, and I just want to say AJ and I did some time out in Suffolk County, and we have nothing but the utmost respect for your department.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You guys pulled me over many times.
So tell us about your day. You're at work, and your very pregnant wife calls you.
It was an insane day. You know, I was at work. My wife was actually 4 days late, and we didn't know when she was going to deliver. So I went to work like I normally do, and I was working the front desk. And she calls up and asks me, how much pain do I have to be in for your boss to let me go? So I turned around, I looked at my boss, and I said, my wife would like to know how much pain she needs to be in, and he said, go. It was Sergeant Gazzola. He's an outstanding supervisor. I raced out the door, went home. She was definitely ready to deliver, so we loaded her up. I loaded her up as fast as I could, put her in the car, and headed to the Hampton Bays Hospital.
Now, do you put anything else in the car? Do you grab a suitcase, or what do you do?
We had it all planned. She had a packing list. She had her bags at the door. She had all the supplies that she needs. And
so you guys are ready to go.
Ready to roll out.
Ready to roll.
Like a SWAT team.
Exactly. Did you play the music? Weet, weet, weet. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Exactly. We didn't really waste any time at all to get there. But along the way, she was telling me, the baby's coming. The baby's coming now. And I said, just relax. Take a few deep breaths. Remember what we learned.
Push it back.
Yeah. Remember what we did. Yeah, you have to be very careful what you say there, because they hold on to that forever.
Yeah. You said.
I'm never gonna live it down.
Were you in a police car?
No, I was in my own personal car.
Oh, really?
But his wife would scream like a siren.
Take a work card. Come on.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm pulling over and I'm running into the woods. If she ever said to me, the baby's coming, I'm out of here. I don't know what to do.
You never expect it to happen to you. You just figure, it'll be like every other situation. Of course she's in labor. Of course she's in pain. But you'll make it to the hospital. I mean, it's insane not to make it to the hospital.
Yeah. Have you trained for, like, as a police officer, do you train for this kind of thing?
During the Suffolk County Police Academy, a fantastic academy. Part of it is an EMT school. It's a training program. And they try to prepare you. They say one day you may deliver a baby, or you may stand by and assist in the deliverance of a baby, but you never really expect it to happen. You're just there and ready to go. But you never expect it to be your own son.
Your own son. Wow.
My own son was on the way, and it didn't seem like anything was going to stop him.
Did you know beforehand if it that it was a boy?
I knew it was a boy.
Okay.
And but people asked me during the delivery, they're like, do you know what you had? And I said I was too intense and too involved in the situation. I never even looked, but I was told that it was a boy.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to stop and say, hold on, let me check something first.
Right. Look, let's go one of those.
Thing you're thinking about is like in the movies, it's all calm, and they deliver the baby, and they're like, Miss Jones, you have a boy. It wasn't like that at all.
No. And what got you to the point where you're like, man, I got to pull over, and we just have to do this right now?
Well, we were approaching the main road that leads to Southampton Hospital, and my wife said, the baby's coming now. His head is coming out.
She didn't say it that calmly, did she?
Right, when the kid...
Sweetie,
I like the way you're telling the story, but that's not the way it happened.
Right, there was different words in there. A few we can't mention on the radio.
Sweetie Pie Schmovie, would you mind pulling over? I think I'm going to deliver this baby in the next few minutes.
Honey, I know you're busy driving.
Right. When the baby starts...
I don't mean to interrupt.
She was upset because I didn't believe her, but then when she was telling me the head was coming out, I had to pull over. And it's like leaving the life raft. You're not supposed to stop when you're on the way to the hospital.
When the baby becomes a GPS.
Pull into a parking lot.
Yeah.
So you pulled into a parking lot?
Yes, sir. I saw one parking lot. It was dark, and there was a Shell gas station. It was well lit, and I figured if anything, there's supplies inside, gauze pads, etc.
Wow, smart. See, I wouldn't even thought of that.
Yeah, MacGyver.
And a newspaper. I see that in the movies. Get the newspaper.
And lottery tickets.
Well, wait a minute. What are you? Why would you read the newspaper?
Well, you want to know what's going on when you get to the hospital.
Oh.
There was no blankets or hot water in the car whatsoever.
Oh, man.
Didn't take the good car, did you?
So...
Oh, it was the brand new car.
By the way, is the car for sale?
Looking for a good detailer.
We're not having a baby on my rugs.
Because, when you see it on television, the baby's always clean.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not the way it is.
There was nothing clean about this incident. I pulled over. I actually, as soon as I hit the parking lot, it became such an emergency. I just threw it into park immediately, got out of the car, grabbed my cell phone, and went around to the other side. I opened up the passenger side door. She's looking at me like a deer caught in the headlight.
Yeah.
I looked down, and it was at first, I mean, it's shocking to see your baby's head is actually coming out when I opened the door.
Wow.
So I swung her around on the seat.
Hello.
Baby looks up. We weren't fooling around. Let's go.
She wasn't fooling around. He was coming right there.
Oh,
Wow.
so you
I'm looking down. I swiveled her around, facing out of the door on the front right passenger seat. The baby was coming, and she's yelling at me, "Don't drop the baby on the ground."
Well,
It's okay. I dropped in the grass. It's okay. I got some of the stuff off it. Hang on.
they're always barking out orders,
Right.
no matter what.
Sound like the conception at first.
Hey, breathe and shut up.
Yeah.
Breathe and shut up.
Actually, there wasn't even any of that. I couldn't tell her to breathe. There was no pushing involved. Like I said, once again, people have this misconception sometimes that I see the head crowning, he's coming out, push. He was coming out.
yeah.
And she was trying to, she wasn't pushing at all, and he came right out.
So he slid into home, pretty much, and you're the catcher.
I was the catcher.
That's it.
The kid reached out an
All
arm
the
and said,
work, I was there to catch.
Which is easy because I would imagine when you're doing this to your own wife, that the last thing you want to do is accidentally injure the baby or her.
Right.
No, definitely not.
Wow.
I mean,
So the baby
you have
comes
to pull
out.
yourself together and focus on what's happening, and any other thoughts that are there that are irrelevant and don't pertain to the actual delivery, you have to push aside.
Well, what's
And they
very
were there at
scary
the
is
end, I'll tell you.
sometimes, like Chaz had a lung issue when he was born, and so they need to put him in, and, sometimes there could be issues that you need doctors right there.
Right there.
Yes.
Now.
So here comes the baby. The baby's out now. Do you cut the cord, or what do? Do you say, here, honey, hold on to this, I got to drive? Or
The kid drove.
Yeah.
Well, I have the baby in my hands now, and I hear him coughing, kind of making a weird sound, and I look down, and it was kind of horrific at first because his umbilical cord was wrapped tightly twice around his neck.
Oh,
God.
Oh,
bless.
Man.
And it was scary at first. For a microcosm of a second, I can hear a thought, and it said, "Your son isn't going to make it. This is horrible."
yeah, your worst nightmare. Your worst nightmare. You think it's coming
Worst
true.
nightmare. Your son is finally here, and this whole thing is bad. But just as fast as it came, it left. And I started to attempt to remove the umbilical cord from around his neck, and it was pretty tight. So I took cord that was slack and pulled some more out. I know it sounds graphic. I had to,
Like what happened? Like a lawnmower.
And some of my legs are like tightening up right now.
Was there a guy like playing doodle-loo-loo?
It was,
The
I
examiner.
can't even describe.
Oh, my God.
How far away from the hospital were you at this point?
I was on my cell phone at the same time. I managed to dial 911 on a touch screen phone, and I had it up against my shoulder and my cheek. Tammy Wilson was a Southampton police dispatcher, and she was fantastic and phenomenal. It was almost like a life ring, like a co-pilot. She was awesome, and I had her up against my cheek and my shoulder, and I had the baby in my hands. And they say driving with a cell phone's bad. Try delivering baby with
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next new law next year.
Yeah, that's a new
delivering
law
babies.
next year.
Yeah, $150 fine.
Yeah.
So I knew the cavalry was on the way. She put out the call that birth was imminent, and I worked on the cord. I managed to get some slack, and I put one loop off of his head, and there was another loop, and I actually pulled the baby through the loop,
Wow.
effectively clamping off the umbilical cord.
Like
I
origami.
actually made a knot out of it.
Holy cow.
If you pulled it really fast, probably would have spun.
That was the last thing I wanted to happen.
Yeah. Unreal. Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you. So I'm talking to Tammy, and I clear his airway. I do like they teach you a little finger sweep or clear the nose. I didn't have one of those squeegee things that they stick up the nose to clear it out. So I kind of used my finger and pushed down on his little nose a little bit, and the color rushed to his face just as fast, and he started crying. And Tammy was like, "I hear the baby crying." I'm like, "The baby is good. The heartbeat was strong."
Yeah.
My wife at this time, my co-pilot also, removed her sweater. We wrapped the baby up in the sweater. She turned on the heat vents, and I don't know. She's my hero. I don't know how she was operating as she was. She was functioning. She was intelligent, and she made sure that the inside of the car was warm because we're in a parking lot. It's cold. It's dark.
Yeah.
And we're alone.
Isn't that always the case, though? I mean, your wife is going through the most life-changing, most difficult procedure, and yet, she's the calm one, and you're the guy sitting there going nuts.
Yeah.
Right. And the last thing you want to do is show her that you're going nuts.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, it's all right, it's okay. But she was strong. I love my wife to death, and we're a good team. We always have been, and this time we worked together well. And
nice
this time,
work.
Southampton Police Department arrived, and they were like the cavalry. You always respond to these calls to help other people, but you're rarely on the receiving end to see it and appreciate just how fast they responded and just how professional they were.
Yeah.
Sergeant at the scene, we had Sergeant Michael Zarro, P.O. Michael Neems, P.O. Ryan Hughes. They were at the scene. They pulled out some oxygen. We applied a little bit in front of his face on the infant mask and got him some oxygen there. Southampton ambulance arrived.
And everybody's happy, everybody's healthy.
Everybody was happy and healthy. We put the baby on the bus. We clamped off the umbilical cord, and I called up the doctor and said, sit back, have a cup of coffee, or relax. We have a baby.
Yeah, and I'll bill you.
Yes. Exactly.
Hey, Officer Jurgensen, thanks for coming on. Congratulations. What a great story.
Congratulations.
The icing on the cake, I got to go to the hospital, finish my job, cut the cord, and sign the birth certificate as the attending physician.
Oh, how cool is that? Yeah, sweet. Hey, thank you, Officer.
One of the things was, I bonded with my new son.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, yeah. Now you got a story to tell him.
Definitely.
Yeah. Hey, thank you, Officer Peter Jurgensen, Suffolk County Police. Delivered his own baby, a hero.
Thanks, guys.
Chaz and AJ in the morning. 99.1 WPLR New Haven, Connecticut's #1 rock station.